back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in here to cheer for me. Everything what you see up, my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
What going on, people? Hope everybody doing okay. Hope everybody doing alright. So I say the police them keep big press conference. And yes, we're gonna just look at press conference because the people them ask say, how comes the police them? Yes. Ultimate Showman and him friend them don't come tell the people them say Uncle Sam sent for such man. Yeah, the people them hear. The people them been hearing it across the grapevine. If you don't know who me start looking at the comment section and I see the name, that same person there, Uncle Sam sent for. But other than that, I come to talk about now. I don't talk about that. I come talk about the gang conflict we are going on in a town. You understand? Yes, man. Big gang conflict. The Cuban gang and the Taliban gang. Me always tell you no. When I see them get to a leap of shot, them no innocent. You understand? Now, innocent people not dead, you know. Every day me come and tell you no. Innocent people get one or probably two shot. You understand? Them get caught in the crossfire. So here we go now for that the update there. Cause then kill the CD man. And you boy Biggs, not because the man dead now, means you're not gonna pay for the CD we took up in the morning. Go go find him family member them and give them the money. Anyway, people, here we go now.
The chaos downtown started sometime after 6 Tuesday evening after gunmen shot and killed a CD vendor who the police have now identified as 27-year-old Anthony James of an Orange Street address. James was sitting in the vicinity of the Tasty restaurant selling his CDs when the gunmen drove up on bikes and shot him. A police quick response team who had been in the area responded and went in search of the gunmen.
They responded in the South Parade area and was directed by citizens to 3 men armed with guns on foot in the area. They subsequently were engaged by the men. A shootout ensued, and as I said prior, the 3 men were subsequently held, all 3 with firearms and 20 rounds of ammunition.
A man wearing a dreadlocks hat as a disguise with blood all over his clothes was transported to the Kingston Public Hospital by the police, who believed he had been injured during the gunfight and needed treatment. While at the hospital, the man dumped the dreadlocks hat in a garbage bin and was attempting to leave the hospital when someone realized something was wrong and called the police. That man later turned out to be a suspect and was arrested. The third suspect was captured in the Jamaica Urban Transit Company ticketing office on Church Street. He was placed in a service vehicle and whisked away. The other suspect was captured in the Church Street area. The police did not say who the men are, but gave some indication as to where they may have been from.
We know, based on their addresses, that 2 are from the Kingston West Division and 1 is from East Kingston.
Are you getting any information as to what might have led to the murder of this locally Orange Street resident?
It's still early in our investigations, and we are looking at all the theories. And one theory in particular is that this may be a continuation of the tit-for-tat between the Taliban breakaway gang and the Cuban gang that operate in the General Luke Lane Orange Street area.
That is that where that is concerned. Hold on there now, people. Not 2 left down a town yet. Me I got 33B Princess Street. Me see what only for police down there. Me I wonder if a dead body them find in a one little store. What on a dead body them find? You wagwan pan wagwan now.
Well, we are at 33B Princess Street, and we are here because we received a report from a rights holder, and that report led us to 33B Princess Street. This store is a huge store. This store has a variety of counterfeit goods, from shoes to bags to engine oil, and I stress engine oil, lotion, the Beats by Dre headphone. So this store, you know, from all our investigation so far, this store has a wide variety. So far, we are looking at 300 million worth of goods, 300 million Jamaican dollars worth of goods. Once we receive a report from a brand holder, rights holder, then we have a legal obligation to act. So might I tell you that if you own a brand and you register your brand, and your brand is a known brand and a recognized brand in Jamaica, and you have your certificate of registration from JIPO, then we as the police have a responsibility to act. And by saying that, the owner for the respective brands reach out to us, and we're here. So I can't speak to anything else. So the engine oil, right? It is new for us. But imagine you buy an engine oil that doesn't go through the required amount of testing, quality control, and you put that in your car, right? That your car can destroy your car, right? The lotions that we see, we don't know what kind of chemicals they put in those lotions. And you put the lotion on your skin and your sweat, or in a tropical climate, it goes into your pore. So, I mean, the ripple effect is great, right? Another danger is that funds are flowing into organized crime, right? The country needed revenues are moving away from the formal, the formal channel system of collecting taxes. You find that customers, the whole issue of credit card fraud, identity theft, when you buy counterfeit goods, I mean, you might never know, because some persons buy them online also, right? The whole issue of the health concern, which is a major concern. These are some of the reasons why, once we get a report, we have to act. No, close down the store is very harsh, because apart from the brands that we identify, this merchant has other goods that they are licensed to sell. So for us to close down the store would be a very hard sell, and we are not into the business of closing down the store. We have Puma, we have Nike, we have a lot of Crocs, we have Michael Kors, and if you notice, some of them even name Michael Roars. I mean, they are so creative and disrespectful to the brands. We have Louis V, so a wide variety. Another danger is that funds are flowing into organized crime, right? The country needed revenues are moving away from the formal, the formal channel system of collecting taxes. In fairness to Jamaica Custom Agency, they can't ship every container, and no country in the world can do 100% shipping of containers. So they find creative ways of bringing in the goods, right? One way in which they do that is that they register a brand. Let's say they have John Brown brand. They register John Brown brand, and then now they have the container bringing in the John Brown brand, the boxes, but in those boxes they have the counterfeit shoes. Based on the current state of our legislation, right, the police has no authority to act unless you get a report. So whilst, yes, you might have a gut feeling, whilst we might identify particular stores along a particular street, then unless we have a report, because look at it, for us to take the matter into the court, who is going to be the complainant?
This time and this time only. I won't add or subtract to what was just said. So we can move on with the news. You understand? Going back to the press conference. People them ask one whole heap of question to Showman and Commissioner. Here we are going for Wagwan now.
I just want to find out how serious is the situation involving Shabdan, the producer, and is it likely that he'll be charged at any point?
Okay, in terms of that matter, the investigation is actively being pursued. I think there is adequate evidence based on the investigation, and that was a reason for him being brought into custody. I know that he will be interviewed, and I can't comment any further on that, but the evidence that we have has implicated him, and the process of interview will be done, and then whatever action will be taken thereafter.
Can we get an update on the investigation into the bones recovered in St. Thomas? As it relates, have the bones been tested? Also, if not, when will the bones be tested?
That investigation is ongoing. As you will appreciate, that DNA is very important to determine who those persons are. I think we are going to face with a challenge because there's no DNA available to compare the remains with. But the investigation is ongoing. I don't think I can go any further in terms of, making any statement. But it is ongoing.
Thanks, Dennis. Commissioner, from where you sit, or DCP Bailey, is there a deepening of relations between Jamaica and criminals in Colombia in terms of transnational crimes and specifically drug shipment? And what is the police seeing in terms of transnational activities, really Jamaica-Mexico human smuggling?
Well, based on what we are picking up, I have not seen an increase in that type of relationship. I am aware that Jamaicans are actually going to other countries and committing transnational organized crime. For example, when we look at the weapon trafficking, we know Jamaican goes to Haiti, they go to Nicaragua in their weapon trafficking effort. But I've not seen any increase between Colombia and Jamaica. We are aware that there is instances where Jamaicans, in an attempt to reach the United States, they travel to Mexico. We are aware of that trade in terms, as you mentioned, it's human smuggling. I'm not certain that's if it constitutes that, but we are aware of that.
Yes. Just add to that. So we have seen the movement of criminals who we are after and who have been named or identified out of the country, and they use the Central American route to get out of here. We have seen that, and also persons who are abroad making arrangements, not just by small boat, but arrangements to get shipments in from the U.S. And in this regard, we are working obviously with our overseas partners in identifying where they are and also what sort of offenses they are doing over there so that we can have a joint investigation on this. Obviously, once we have a major producer of drugs for our south, immediate south, we share a border with Colombia. It's not going to be surprising if there are forays upward to Jamaica, to obviously not so much to fill a local market for cocaine, but for onward transshipment to other countries. And we have been interrupting some of those in Jamaica, and obviously some when they arrive in the U.S. having been onward transmitted through Jamaica and gone onward. So it is something, though, that we look at all the time. It's not something that we take for granted. We have seen in the past, so many years ago, where that arrangement between Colombia criminals and those in Jamaica was very strong. It led to many years of significant amount of cocaine trafficking through Jamaica. That was interrupted, but we must never, we can never rest on our laurels. We know that the means of getting money is key to organized crime. One of those is going to be the drug trafficking. One of those is going to be the gun trafficking. One of those is going to be scamming and the proceeds, illicit proceeds of crime. And that is what has impacted the availability of weapons and the high numbers of rounds that are available. As you say, if we can arrest and charge over 400 persons to this point this year for illegal possession of firearms or ammunition or both, it means that there's a lot out there, and that's why it's important that those people who are arrested for possession are taken out of play by being in prison for these actions. The people with the guns are the people doing the killing.